Alright, everybody, I seem to have really taken Fubgooners Winter Orb and put it to a new level that's not cheap. I probably have a mirror and jewels alone. Got this. I wasn't sure. I got the double damage. I was thinking about crit multi, but double damage, I don't know. You could probably POB it. It might be better. I don't know. I went for mana reservation efficiency on both my armor and my helmet because with a level 4 Lighten, I can keep on flesh and stone, which is just 20% less damage. So if you're having trouble surviving with the Fubgooner build, try and get reservation efficiency, reservation, and honestly, it's a suffix. Like if you already have your resistances and attributes and everything solved, just fucking suffix reservation efficiency. Yeah, 20% damage reduction. This ring is not standard. I wanted Frostbite on hit because I'm too lazy to cast Frostbite. And then I got the maximum energy shield. So those two mods. That's all I cared about. Plus this, whatever. I hit everything except the prefix. And I put a Foulborn Exalt into the boat. And I got 4 life options. So I took the T1 life. CI, obviously useless. With Headhunter, sometimes your cast speed is so much that even like you don't need a lot of mana, but sometimes you have too much cast speed that you can't keep up. So I went with the Corrupted Death Rush for mana cost efficiency. It just seemed like I tried the multi. I tried. Do I still have them? Yeah, I tried the multi and I tried the Zealotry reservation efficiency, which also was not as good as mana cost efficiency. Anyways, my Winter Orb amulet. I've been considering trying to find a corrupted one, but my stats are pretty tight. So even right now to level strength gems, I deleted 2 of my masteries so I could take this. So yeah, whatever. It's not really necessary, but gloves. I just went for super high ES, T1, T1, T1. Dex, because this build struggles with Dex. It's just a thing. And then res solve. Same thing with boots. Just move speed, super high ES, res solve. So then for the implicits, action speed, Eater doesn't even fucking matter. It's just action speed. On the body armor though, because you're CI, you want Fizz, damage, shakiness, chaos, because that is just deletes the damage. It doesn't exist because you don't take chaos damage. Crit multi, obviously good. Cast speed, good. Same thing, Fizz is chaos, delete damage. And then here, unnerve, so enemies take increased spell damage. It's a more multiplier over all of your other damage. Very important. 10% more damage, because yeah, if they take 10% more, then it's more. And cold exposure, so that you don't have to worry about exposure, frost bombs, whatever. It's just easy. Lunaris. I still prefer this over the power charge shield. I don't even remember what it's called, but I did go for increased chance of block implicit. It was actually quite cheap. You could get like 43%. Gets pretty expensive at that point, but I mean, like, I'm 48.60 with my roomies on. I'm 60.66. Like, it's pretty solid. I think that's it for the gear. In my offhand, I'm obviously just leveling 9 gems with a bow and a Maloney's. Now, here's where the shenanigans get in. So, I needed 1 res jewel. Actually, I guess I don't even need it anymore. Oh, no. I mean, it's nice when you have LE weakness. But anyways. So, double crit multi ES res. Cool. But the rest are triple crit multi ES everywhere. These are like 50 divines a piece, and this is where I really juiced up my damage, was with good jewels. So I don't think people realize, like, with nothing else on, with no power charges, no nothing, I'm at 650 multi. Now, with power charges, that goes over 700, and then I normally run with this increased multi against unique enemies, another 25. It's very good. Yeah, these 2 points that I took off for this strength temporarily, I usually go the reduced damage from crits, and then the crit damage against unique enemies. Now, I did have one jewel here that was 2 crit multi with corrupted blood immunity. CB immunity is very important. It was probably 7 or 8 divines for 2 crit multi with CB immunity, and the rest didn't matter. Now, I spent 100 divines to get this, which was a deal. The day before, they were almost 200. There was only one listed. He listed it under. Thank you. You saved me 100 div. I was willing to pay 200. But with this, then, I was able to get another triple crit multi ES. Now, the Watcher's Eye. ES per hit, I don't know how important it is. I find it's great because just the leech I found wasn't quite enough when I went to CI and I got 10,000 shield. So having this on, I feel like just gives me more, especially when I'm bossing and stuff. And then, of course, Conk Ground makes enemies take more damage. It's another multiplier over top of the unnerve. Yeah, same thing here. Triple, triple, triple. Don't really have a lot going on. Otherwise, just lots of multi, lots of... Now, this I've considered taking out. It is 4 points. But, I mean, it's just such a bigger shock. And shock is another multiplier over everything else. So, until I find a better way to spend these 4 points, I don't really care. Cluster jewels. The most important thing, so one, you want Blanketed Snow with Prismatic Heart, and then you get Widespread Destruction in the back, so these two. And then on this side, Prismatic Heart with Blast Freeze. So the freeze chains with your Herald of Ice just get absolutely off the wall. I don't think I have really anything else. We go Art of Destruction, yada yada. So I did consider, if you wanted to lose 2 jewels, you could go like Vile Bastion or something, which would probably help you with bossing, but honestly, not so important. So like, let's just add this up. This is 50 div, 100 div, 150 div, 200, 250. This is cheap as fuck. If I went for a third mod, I would want Zealotry Pen with these 2. Up to you. So where were we at? Sorry, if I can. 51, 150, 250, 300. So yeah, I have 350 divines just in jewels, which isn't necessary. I had the ES double multi, and they're nowhere near as expensive. The triple multi ES is only for flex. Honestly, it helps with my nightmare maps, with my Uber bosses, whatever else, but it's not necessary at all. I got 40-40 without most of them. And the most difficult one, if you are going for 40-40, is Horrific Halls. I don't know if you know what the fuck this is, but you need to do a Juicer nightmare map with 5 scarabs, whatever, but 5 Deli Orbs, 100% delirium, and corrupted. So I rolled like 25 whatever maps, nightmare maps that I could do, corrupted them all, ended up with whatever, picked the easiest ones. Fortress was probably like a 6 or 7 minute fight on the boss. The damage reduction from 100% deli is ridiculous. I intentionally died halfway through the fight so that I could go get more Headhunter buffs. Like, On that one, like I do have a bossing like belt and ring, because if you're just gonna go fight Dread, obviously you just want more damage and more defense. But when you can do that juiced up nightmare map, Headhunter, amazing, and Death Rush is whatever. But so yeah, multiple minute fight. I died intentionally so that I could go get more Headhunter buffs and go back. The other easy one is Citadel with this build. You don't notice the action speed if you get hit by his things, and it's not actually an enormous amount of health. So anyways, these two are my favorite two to farm with this build if you're going to do that. My favorite build is the one that's going to be showcased on the next video. This is how I've made all of my money. Between all of my gear, it's, maybe 700, 800, 900 divines, whatever. I have a luminary I've started. I have about 100 divines on it. So the whole thing is many breaches, go fast. Legions, mostly just for Headhunter sacks. But you do get Marraketh stuff, and you do get, raw divine drops. And if you're a streamer, then you get a mirror from your Legion. You kill them up, whatever. I'm not a real streamer. So anyways, running with the blue altars, because, I've done at least maybe 1,000 maps. Like, what's my slash kills? Yeah, 2.5 million monsters. I am yet to see a divine altar, but I am running Jungle Valley, so I will see a divine altar eventually. And I am just an idiot, so I have original scripture damnation scried onto my Jungle Valley. Obviously, I don't actually expect to ever hit this, but if I do, cool. The alternative that you could probably run is Mageblood, Apothecary from Cage. I don't know. Even Dunes with the, if you want to just go for the Fortunate, because you're going to see this one a bunch. So it's like, Fortunate you'll see regularly, a lot. Like maybe even a couple of maps sometimes. Cage, Mageblood. You could realistically expect to see Apothecary, maybe in, a couple hundred maps. Now, this one is like 10 times more rare than Apothecary. So, I'm just praying, because if I ever hit it, then, as you know, I'm rich. So, yeah, so that's how I do with this. I didn't ever care about killing the map boss on Jungle Valley. So, I got to level 100. And then when I was done, this was only at like 150, and this was at like 500, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? But so if you do want to do these two challenges, same with the Astrolabes, just a reminder, you have to do the map boss. So if you are a Jungle Valley warrior and you skip the map boss, it will be hard to do these challenges. I had to go back and just do a shit ton of maps, is what it is. I'm fine with that. I don't really know what else to show. I guess maybe the gems. So, Fubgoon did not recommend Frostblink of Wintry Blast. I don't understand why. Because you are stacking cast speed. And, I do more damage with my Frostblink of Wintry Blast with a single cast than my Winter Orb does. So, most maps I can clear with my Wintry Blast. And all I do is I go Spell Echo, I go faster casting, so that it just goes really fast. My Winter Orb, I got a 4 color. Obviously, if you had 6, it would be better. But Winter Orb with Infused Channeling, increase crit damage, Focus Channeling, Power Charge on crit, and I don't need the crit anymore. Instead of Inspiration, I used to just run Increase Crit Chance. It's so easy to get you to 100% crit chance, which is very important. Do I have one? Crit. Yeah, this is what I use. 2020. 2% base crit chance. Spells have a 5% base crit chance. So this is just like 40% more to begin with. And then another, as you can see, 137, and it's more if you put it in a saga. So once I got the crit chance on my wand, I didn't really need the crit chance anymore, and inspiration is huge. So it still does give you crit chance. As you can see, 8% per inspiration chart times 5. That's 40% inspiration. But, 40% crit chance. But the more LE damage per inspiration chart. So this is always up. So you're always getting 25% more LE. On top of that, the less mana cost. So because I went the flesh and stone, where are you? There you are. It does still leave me at a very low amount of mana. So if I'm trying to just like frost blink around, whatever, it can be a little rough. Or even if I'm holding down my channel, if I hold it down long enough, it might eventually drain my mana. But with inspiration, this is with inspiration. Without it is here. Let's just show you. Where'd you go, crit chance? Where'd you go, crit chance? Oh, I can vol this one. Let's vol it. Let's vol it, baby. So if I hold it down, see, eventually I run out of mana, and I can't frost blink. I can't do any of that shit. So with this, I did give up some crit chance. This shows me at 48. With this up at 60. With my power charges up and everything, it's like 80. But with Headhunter buffs, I'm at 100% anyways, right? Like this is why I don't know why Fubgoon didn't recommend this. It makes you tanky, gives you damage, gives you AoE, gives you crit, everything. But yeah, inspiration. Oh, and if you get Soul Eater, it's even a whole nother level. But all right, we lost a level. But that's why I go inspiration. I think I've touched on most of the gear. Wintry Blast. I have automation with Steel Skin so that it will set off Arcane Surge. Make sure you don't have Arcane Surge high level. If you have a level 20 Arcane Surge and it needs whatever it is, 200 mana or whatever to proc, then it won't proc from your Steel Skin. So as long as your Steel Skin does enough, or it costs enough mana to trigger your Arcane Surge. Yeah, so here, 23 mana, takes 19 mana, so I'm right there. I have more strength. I could level up Steel Skin. I don't really use it for the defense. I don't need it at this point. It was kind of important early on. The immunity to bleed is nice, so you get the CB from one of your jewels, and then every time your thing auto goes off from automation, you get your Arcane Surge and immunity to bleed. So any of the physical dots are gone. Flesh and Stone, like I say, Fubgoon dropped this. I don't think he planned to take this build as far as I did. I think having this makes the Ubers so much easier. There are certain Ubers where you can take one hit, but if you take two, you'll die. Without this, you would die in one hit. So at least, and with your Leech and your ES on hit and everything, that second, being able to take one hit, I mean, it just makes the Ubers so much easier to deal with. Herald of Ice, 2120. I have it with an Ice Bite. I mean, the chance to freeze is nice. I don't always have Frenzy charges up, but it's just the chance to freeze. And then Scornful Herald. Now, here's where we get into the ridiculousness. So, Scornful Herald, obviously massive for clear. Now, I have considered precision. The reason for this, of course, it doesn't take much more mana. Gives you a little bit more crit, like just a little bit more crit, because that's just what precision does, 34% more crit. But that would open up on my Watcher's Eye also another third option if you wanted to do that. I don't think any of them exist. Zealotry, Pen, Zealotry. Increased damage. Discipline. Per hit. Oh my god, there is one. This is the first time I've seen one actually pop up, but it's 250 diff. I mean, whatever. So I could take 10% more pen there, but that does take... There is another option if I can put on precision, because Scornful Herald, really, I clear like a son of a bitch. Do I really need it? But, crit multi. So we could take off the 10. Check that. No. You. No. You. Oh, and then again 300 divine. So yeah, that's the only real upgrade I think I have left, unless I completely rework the build. I mean, you could go Occultist, you could do other things, you could maybe go a Mage Blood build, whatever. But in terms of sheer blasting, I can do 20 maps, those breach maps with legions, in about an hour. It's about 4 minutes a map, or even so a little over an hour, right? Like I'll do one. We'll time it out. I'll post it after this. We'll see. But yeah, if we're min-maxing, especially for like Ubers or like just boss damage, then this precision instead could be better with the multi. But yeah, Scornful Herald, obviously the crit just makes your chains so much bigger. But this, it also does no buff effect, so you do lose. Where are you? You do lose flat 75 couple damage, whatever. It's not a big deal, but anyways. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you... it gives you something to look for. I've talked to a lot of people who started with the Fubgoon WORB. They went with his build and were really struggling to push the Ubers, push the nightmare maps, like have an all content type of build. So like I say, with the Headhunter, you blast so fast, and it feels so safe. It was so easy to hit 100. And then when I'm doing the Ubers, or just straight up bosses, I just got a ton of ES and whatever strength. So if you take off the Headhunter, you need strength and dex. So I got strength and I got dex, and then cast speed, more ES, whatever, right? So anyways, I guess if you have any questions, post them in the comments. I'll try to get to it. This build is absolutely off the wall. Like I say, I'm gonna post a video after here where I average probably 40 divines an hour, and that doesn't include the synaptic turn-ins. I've hit 2 of the overcap lightning res so far this league. You are probably better off just selling the synaptics at, what are they, 60 chaos each right now? Synaptic. Non-unique, sorry. Yeah, 60C. 60C. You drop 4 of these, and especially, so the scarabs I use on my map. Unstable breaches, boss, because Vroom drops the rings. If you drop 3 synaptic rings, or sorry, 4, that's a divine. And like this whole setup costs basically nothing. And then just a legion, and then sergeants for more Headhunter buffs and random divine drops. I guess I didn't finish on my skills. So yeah, Herald of Ice, Ice Spite, Scornful Herald. Here I have my Tempest Shield with my Enlighten, and my Discipline, and my Zealotry. So these are the most expensive ones, with a level 4 Enlighten, of course. I would love to put Flesh and Stone in there, but it doesn't have 5 sockets in a glove. And then my boots, yeah, tons of ES, whatever. And then the 4 golems. I'm staying Elementalist. I don't actually really see how Occultist could like give me more damage or survivability than getting the like just look at this. So much crit chance with the increased buff effect. The flame golem is just more damage and everything, and AoE. The stone golem, everyone thinks of stone golem as the life regen, but grants 20% increased defenses. Like, let's just take it off. I lost 2,000 ES. 2,000. What the actual fuck? Which golem am I missing? Fire. So yeah, don't sleep on the stone golem, especially having it like socketed and everything. Like I have 30% buff effect on level 21. Like that's a lot of defenses. And then stone golem. This is basically 100% of your mana regen. And this is one of the reasons I don't want to switch to Occultist, is having to solve mana. It's just I might be too lazy. And then of course cast speed is good. I really struggled switching to this build until I got my lightning golem set up. I was always out of mana. So this if you're wondering what am I doing with my mana, why am I always out of mana? Do you have a lightning golem? If the answer is no, get one and you won't have mana problems. So anyways, I think that's about it. I think I've gone over every piece. I've gone over every gem. I've gone over my tree. I guess Pantheons. I'm lazy. I just like the reduce effect to chill, reduce freeze, and no stun locks. If you've ever been stun locked, you would know why Brine King is good. Like if you haven't been able to move for 15 seconds, it's because you're stun locked. Alternatively, honestly, I don't even think the rest matter. Chaos Res, like we're CI, so none of this really matters. We're immune to bleed. We're immune to CB. Like flammability, maybe, or like ignite. I don't know. That's useless. I guess this one would be good versus bosses. I should probably consider that. When I'm fighting Ubers, not a bad idea. But and then this, because when you're casting, you're gonna stand there for a few seconds, so you get 9% more physical damage reduction, and life regen is not useful. It was while I was hybrid. Before I went CI, this was especially goated. Now I just do it for the PDR. I would potentially go immune to burning ground if I switch to red altars. That would be a thing I could do. Increase PDR for each hit you've taken recently. No, this is better in every way, because you're gonna stand there and channel, and the time you're channeling, that's when you're gonna take damage. Now, you will just kind of like cruise around and like hold it for a couple seconds, right? Like as you can see, like I'm always full. But this is kind of the gameplay loop. You dash, 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 hold, right click. Dash, 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 hold, right click. Here, let's just do a... Rather than post another video, let's see if I can just fucking do a quick one. So this is an 8 mod map with 5 scarabs. As you can see, it's really juiced up. 200 quant, 600 crit, whatever. This is about as greasy as it gets. The good thing with this is, one thing, don't sleep on this, this auto open chest. If you are doing legions, if you are doing voyages, if you are doing anything that has something you need to click on, with our cast speed, this is incredible. It lets you skip that whole thing. I know cast speed for each different non-instant spell you've cast is more damage. If I'm going to do Ubers or bossing, I'm going to switch to that. But when I'm mapping, this is incredible. Don't sleep on it. Now, the reason I love Jungle Valley especially is when you are blasting hundreds of maps. Like if you're someone who wants to get the maximum value out of every map, there are those people, and that's fine. If you're enjoying it, if it makes you happy, by all means. I'm not going to tell you how to play the game. But what I've found is when you are just like brain dead running hundreds of maps, you don't want to have to read alter mods, right? Oh yeah, I need to put this back to Uber Plus. Oh, am I losing? See, like I can clear the whole map with my Frostblink. Like this, is this not absolutely absurd? Here, let's just do a breach up here, I guess, because we're already at the end of the fucking map. Like, Imagine getting, like, when I get an acceleration shrine or a spell echo shrine, it gets, like, even crazier, right? But yes, always, I don't even need to look at anything else. I see minion, I click minion. If you are doing a different, like maybe you want to do Resplendence with Astrolabes and you're actually stacking rarity and everything, then obviously you're going to want to look at, you know, currency dupe, increased quant and rarity. But when you are just blasting these maps as fast as your Frostblink will let you, essentially, volume. You don't want to have to spend any time looking at your altars. And every once in a while you'll get Grands, you'll get, maybe if you're lucky, you'll get a Divine Altar. Oh, and if this MTX is cancer for you, I do recommend just going down to the regular or this Demonic Herald. It just looks like a blood wave, basically. When I play with my friends, they tell me that the Celestial is a little bit cancerous, and I understand. But I like something very obvious on how big my Herald device is exploding. Because depending how much AoE I have from my altars or my Headhunter buffs, or when you get the Voyage Ghost, I mean, it might change how you play a little bit. I just like to see how big my explosions are, right? And then the GOAT is if you can get 2 breaches on top of each other with a Legion in the middle. And the reason for that is because of your AoE explosions with the Herald. The more mobs that are touching together, the bigger your Herald explosion will go, and the further it will chain. So that's why I run 8 mod maps with as much. I also run like max explicits. I could take these last 3 on the top hat, but whatever. Anyways. It's unfortunate hive raid glands are down to like 10C. When they were 50C, I was making lots of money off those hive raid glands. Usually drop at least 1 a map. So yeah, I usually skip this boss because I don't like to stand here and just wait while it comes down for me to kill it and get nothing. Now, if you're doing the challenges, kill the boss. And if you're farming for anomalies, you have to kill the boss. So there is that. Anyways, I hope you've liked my build guide. Like I say, I was very concerned that Fubgoon didn't come out with a Headhunter build, because he has Headhunter on everything, right? Like, here, I'll just put this back and then I'll put this back. Fubgoon, where is your Headhunter? This build lives for Headhunter. It changes everything. You get 100 easy. You blast through maps so fast. Anyways, thanks for watching. Maybe like and subscribe. It's like a 30-minute video for a build, but if you're not sure where to go with your Winter Orb build, hopefully I gave you some ideas. There's a lot of different ways to do it. I just wanted to stack as much multi as possible, power charges as possible. Yeah, anyways, good luck.